Hey guys, hope that you're doing well. I need to get something off my chest, and I want to be really honest with you guys. I have been procrastinating on recording this video for a long time simply because I'm so afraid and I feel so ashamed, and I almost feel like I'm a fraud for not talking about this. But I want to break the spell and just spill the beans, spill the tea, and share with you guys what I have been struggling with for a long time. So I am addicted to exercise. I have to admit that I have been addicted to exercise for over 15 years now. Okay, I started working out when I was struggling with my eating disorder at the age of 15. That's the first time I started going to the gym, and believe it or not, but I haven't taken a week off ever since. So I just turned 29, and when you do the calculations, that's around 14 years of going to the gym consistently without skipping one single week. 14 years, okay? And it's not because of discipline and dedication. It's because of fear. It's because of exercise addiction. Because if I don't go to the gym, I feel anxious, incredibly anxious, really scared, and it's keeping me stuck. And I'm tired. I am tired, sick of getting myself stuck in self-imposed prisons. Okay, I have been locking myself up in a self-imposed prison ever since I was a kid. Okay, making sure that I have certain commitments that I need to stick to in order for me to feel okay. If I don't do a certain thing that I set out for myself to do in my head, I feel worthless. I feel bad about myself, and I'm a terrible person, and that's why I feel so anxious. Okay, so the reason why I want to talk about this is because I feel like a lot of people struggle with similar issues, and I don't know. It's important to bring this to people's attention. All right. Now, I want to make a disclaimer that this is just my personal experience. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I'm simply sharing my own personal journey, and I want to record and document this journey because I think that it can be very useful for me to look back on the times where I was still very much addicted to exercise like I am now, and perhaps a few months or even years into the future where I no longer am. And that can then help people to kind of backtrack my progress and see that it's possible to get rid of an exercise addiction. Now, what is an exercise addiction? It's basically like any other addiction, feeling like you cannot stop doing a certain thing. Okay, it's a progressively narrowing of things that bring you joy, and it is continuously engaging in a behavior despite negative consequences. So that is kind of the broad definition of what an addiction is. Okay, once you are continuously engaging in a specific behavior, whether it is taking drugs, food, exercise, sex, porn, whatever it may be, okay, whenever you continuously engage in this behavior and you have negative consequences of this behavior, yet you still continue to do so, that is when you are mildly to severely addicted to something. Now, I don't want you to put a label on yourself and self-diagnose yourself with an addiction. Always consult with your health professional whether you are addicted or not. But I have found to be really, really addicted to both food and exercise. Okay, I have had a dysfunctional relationship with food and my body ever since I was a teenager. I kind of felt like I need to have control over my body, and the only way for me to do that is by controlling my food intake and my exercise. All right, and so luckily, as I grew older, I was able to manage my exercise addiction a little bit better. And it's so weird to say this, right? Because exercise is considered something good. It is considered something that people want to be addicted to in a way. Like, I have so many people who tell me, oh, I wish I was so disciplined with my exercise as you are. And then I know inside myself that I don't think you do, because it's really a living hell to be so controlled by the need to exercise. Okay, I did the craziest things, guys. Like, when I was in school, I would be standing in the back of the class, standing up, because standing is more exercise than sitting down. I literally felt guilty to sit down on a chair, okay? I was running to the bathroom like 10 times a day just to do some push-ups in the freaking I was doing push-ups and crunches in the bathroom during school to get in my exercise. I was cycling like a freaking madman, like back and forth to school, went for different tours after class. Like I found so many different ways to incorporate more exercise, more movement into my daily life that it became obsessive. Okay, luckily I was able to tone it down a whole lot. Okay, now I can just sit on a couch and relax. I can lay down in a bed and not feel anxious and guilty about being lazy, physically lazy. Oh my god, it took me a long time, you know, sitting down on a couch and not feeling like a potato bag, being lazy. That took me such a long time. Now I can sit down on the couch and be like, man, this is the best feeling ever. Like it's so good to relax, to lay down, to chill. All right, so I had to recalibrate myself. I had to relearn to relax, and until today I still struggle with it if I don't exercise for a long period of time. So let's say I would not go to the gym for 4 or 5 days, then I would literally have a hard time relaxing on the couch because I would feel lazy. I would feel like I haven't deserved the relaxing time because I haven't been moving, I haven't been exercising. It's that severe, guys, literally. Now, why do I want to talk about this? Because I feel ashamed about my exercise addiction. It's really compulsive, it's obsessive. I made so many sacrifices in my life in order for me to be able to continuously go to the gym, okay? I was invited to a social event and I had to make sure that I went to the gym first because I knew that if I would go there after the event ended, the gym would be closed, so I would not be able to go. So I skipped so many social events. I came late at social events. Sometimes I even woke up at like 4 a.m. in the morning if I knew I would be busy a whole day. I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go to the gym before everything opened, okay? There were 24 hours gyms in several cities. I went at like 3 a.m. in the morning just to make sure I got in my exercise, because otherwise I would feel so anxious during the day because I couldn't go to the gym. Like it's so weird to talk about this because it's so irrational, you know, it's so irrational to realize how caught up you can be in this fear, because it's a fear, okay? I fear that if I will not exercise consistently, I will become fat, I will become ugly, I will become weak, and I will just lose all my gains, and I will lose all the respect that people have for me. There is so much baggage that is connected to my body, to the way I look, to my strength, that I latch on to this identity of me having to go to the gym. Because I don't, who am I? Who am I without going to the gym? Okay, that is a fear that I have, that I don't know who I am without going to the gym, and I've never dared to make that jump. I have never dared to let it go for 15 years, okay? 14 years, 15 years. I have never dared to let go of that identity. So I'm afraid. It's patterns and patterns and patterns. So it's ingrained in my being, okay? So I'm scared. I'm really scared to let this go, and I get emotional when I talk about it because I'm really afraid, okay? I'm really afraid. But I know that I have to let it go because I made so many sacrifices in my life to maintain this. And the funny thing is, or the sad thing is, that I don't even look like I lift, okay? I don't even look half as buff as guys who potentially just work out like 3-4 times a week in a healthy manner, because exercise can be good for you, okay? It's good. It can create healthy bone structure, muscle. It's good for your heart, your blood. It has a lot of health benefits, okay? But those benefits, I use them to rationalize my addiction, okay? I use them to rationalize, saying to myself, okay, but it's healthy, it's good to go to the gym. So you can go, you need to go, you have to go, because if you don't, you're being unhealthy, okay? But that is just a way for me to rationalize the fact that I am compulsively going to the gym every single day, okay? I haven't taken a week off. Imagine that, for 14 years, not a single week, okay? The only times I took off from the gym is when I was forced to, okay? When I was hospitalized, I couldn't go to the gym. Guys, I literally snuck in. Like, I took 2 dumbbells, I put them in my backpack, I hid them in freaking towels, and I took them with me in the freaking hospital. I hid them under the bed so I could do exercise in the freaking hospital. And I remember I put them under the mattress, and they check your rooms, right? And one of the nurses, she lifted the mattress and she saw these dumbbells. She put down the mattress again because it was so far out of her reality that somebody would sneak in freaking dumbbells into the hospital. Like, I was that obsessed with exercise and attachment to the way my body looked, okay? And I still am. I am still super attached to the way my body look, and right now I'm very unhappy with the way my body looks because I struggle with disordered eating patterns, okay? I binge on foods that are unhealthy. I have difficulties with my sleep. So I'm also addicted to that part, the food part, and that is making the exercise addiction, that is kind of holding it in place, because I feel like if I would let go of the exercise, I would constantly overeat and I would become fat as a pig. And I am scared to death to become fat as a pig, because I would judge myself for letting myself go so much, and I have so many judgments about that. I'm a firm believer that the way our body looks is the way we treat ourselves mentally. Our level of self-love determines the way our body looks. People who are happy, who love themselves, they look healthy, they look fit, they look great, okay? And that is what I saw at the Rainbow Gathering. There were so many wonderful, beautiful people there, and they all looked amazing because they are so in alignment with themselves, their self-love. They care for themselves, they care for others, and they naturally look good. They don't overeat, they don't under-exercise, they move their bodies, they do yoga, they're taking care of their bodies, and you can see that. And that is what opened my eyes, okay? This is what opened my eyes. I was there at the Rainbow Gathering, I didn't have a mirror, I couldn't see myself, and I was so much less aware of my body because I was communicating with the people through conversation, through eyes, through hugs, okay? So I was not seeing myself through the eyes of my body, I was seeing myself through the eyes of other people. They were my mirror. And as I was sharing love and compassion towards them, I received love and compassion towards myself, from them towards me. And the body did play a role in that. There were so many different bodies, and there was literally, when you meet a person, you look them in the eyes, you see their face, you feel their energy, the way their body looks, it is so much less important, okay? Maybe first glance, wow, that's a super fit person, you see them on the beach and it's amazing, but you can talk to them and they are assholes or they're very, very bitchy girls, you immediately think they're so much less attractive, okay? So the body is just a small factor of the way we relate to other people. It's really, really minor. So at the Rainbow Gathering, the first 3 days I was there, and I can rationalize to myself that 3 days of no exercise, it's okay. It's like an extended rest period or whatever. It's fine, nothing will really happen in 3 days. But the 4th day, I started to feel extremely scared, extremely anxious, okay? I wanted to go home, back to the city, so I could exercise, I could go to the gym, I could lift the weights, okay? Because in my mind, body exercise like push-ups and whatever, they are not enough to stimulate the muscle, okay? I need the weights, because progressive overload, you need to load the muscles more and more and more in order for them to keep growing, in order for them to stay strong. That is something that I ingrained in my mind. I need a progressive overload because otherwise I will lose my gains. And the only way to keep the progressive overload going is by adding more weights, okay? If you do 50 push-ups, okay, the 51st push-up is not going to make a difference in your gains. But if you can do a bench press and you add a few more kilos, that is when the progressive overload really starts to happen. So I'm so hooked on this thought of needing progressive overload that I could never take off of the gym because I needed the weights. Okay, I'm scared to implement a body weight routine, to implement calisthenics. I'm afraid because it's simply body weight and you can't really gain muscle with it. That's what's in my mind, okay? It's an assumption I make. It's not necessarily true, and I want to test this assumption this year. This is one of my intentions. I want to test whether I can feel fit and good and healthy and strong with simply body weight training. And I'm preparing myself to make that jump because I'm still afraid, all right? Now, going back to the Rainbow, I was there for 3 days and then I felt really anxious, and that is the biggest reason why I wanted to leave, okay? The anxiety I felt around not being able to go to the gym. And so I met my friend, Elias, and we talked about this. And I told him I feel so much discomfort, I feel so much anxiety, I want to leave, I want to resolve this feeling of discomfort. And he's like, you know, in my life, when I push through this discomfort, that is usually when the biggest growth happened. And by him talking about this, I realized, you know what, I want to try something differently, because I have been doing the same thing for 14 years now, okay? I have been doing the same thing for 14 years. I have never taken a week off, okay? So why not try something different this time, okay? Worst case, I lose all my gains in a week, and it takes me 3 months to rebuild my gains. Of course, in a week, you will not lose all your gains, okay? Perhaps you will lose 20% of your strength, and then I can always go back to my normal routine. And it sounds so strange to talk about it, because it's so, you know, it makes so much sense. Of course, like, you can go back to your old routine anytime you want and start doing things the way you were doing things before. It's not hard, okay? It's a pattern you've been into for such a long time. It's more the fear that I have, that what if I like this life better? What if I like my life better without all this exercise? What if I like it better? Then all these years, 14 years, I have wasted because I was afraid to let it go. And this is the danger of sunken cost bias, okay? The sunken cost bias is, once you start investing in a project or in a behavior or in whatever, you want to continue to invest in it because you're afraid to let it go, because if you let it go, then all the previous resources, they go to waste, okay? It's typical behavior for companies as well. For example, they pump in a lot of money in a certain project. It's not working, but they keep in pumping money because otherwise they would have lost all the money previously invested in that project. But what is important to realize is that the more money you pump in, if it's not working, then you're throwing away even more money. So the better decision is to pull the plug immediately and use these resources for another project, okay? So I am just scared, so scared to perhaps realize that my life is so much better without this compulsive exercising, without this attachment to the gym, without this attachment to looking a certain way. Because quite frankly, I'm not happy with how I look today. I feel like I don't look the way I want to look. And beyond that, it's even good to think about, why is it even important to look a certain way, okay? We are not just our bodies. We're not just our bodies, okay? Our bodies are a facet of who we are. And like I said, the people at the Rainbow, they take good care of themselves. They show themselves self-love. They practice yoga. They eat healthy foods. They look healthy because of that. The men there, they look so fit, so strong. None of these guys was actually committed to going to the gym every single day for 14 years. None of them were doing that. They were simply moving healthily, eating healthy foods, and that's why they look healthy, because they feel healthy in their bodies. So that opened up my mind to this reality, okay? So back to this anxiety I felt for staying longer than 3 days at the Rainbow Gathering, and I talked to my friend and I pushed through it. And then all of a sudden, once I made that decision in my mind, okay, you know what? I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to commit to overcoming my fear, getting out of my comfort zone, and just sticking to staying here for at least one more day. And once I made that decision, I felt so free, guys. I felt so incredibly free. And I went running around the whole place, just almost feeling like a little child. I felt so free because I got myself locked up in this commitment, in this prison that I have to go to the gym, because otherwise what? That's the thing. It's just an illusionary fear. Nothing will happen, even if I don't go to the gym for a month, 3 months, a year, okay? And that is the challenge that I want to put on myself, or that I want to challenge myself with in 2022, okay? I want to instead, and it's funny to say this, you know, most people, they make a New Year's resolution to start going to the gym. I want to make a New Year's resolution to stop going to the gym. Okay, I want to experiment with not going to the gym for at least 6 months. Okay, and I feel so afraid saying this. I already feel the resistance talking about this. Okay, 6 months. It seems so long. 6 months of not touching any iron. Oh my God. And perhaps it's not even necessary, right? Perhaps after 3 months I will realize, okay, I actually really enjoy working out. But then I will come from a place of choice and no longer a place of obligation. Okay, because now it's obligatory. It's an addiction. It's in my mind, it's compulsive. Okay, I need to go to the gym, and it's not a choice. It's not a free choice. From the outside world, it might look like that. Wow, you're so disciplined, so dedicated. You go to the gym every single day. Hell no, it's compulsive. If I don't go, I feel anxious. Okay, and I believe that this is a problem that is very prevalent in many people's lives, and it is not only with exercise. It can be with working. Okay, workaholics. These people feel worse when they don't work. So they feel way more anxious when they take a day off than if they would start working a couple of hours. Okay, that is their challenge. They're challenging their comfort zone. It's not working more, not being more productive, not learning more ways to manage their time. No, it's actually taking time off. Okay, stop working for a day, for a week. Okay, ask yourself this: can you stop working for a week without feeling anxious? If not, most likely you are compulsively working. Okay, same thing with food, with whatever thing you're doing or abusing. Ask yourself, can you stop doing this for a week? And if not, if you feel anxious, the thought alone, then you might want to look into why you're so compulsive about this thing. And I feel anxious just thinking about not going to the gym for a week. What? Not going to the gym for a week and I feel anxious about this? That is seriously disordered, seriously compulsive. And so I just want to speak this into existence. Okay, I want to hold myself accountable, and I want to prepare myself a little bit for this. You know, I want to create a kind of like a plan, something that I can do with this extra time, because you know, I go to the gym 3-4 hours per day. Okay, going there, taking a shower, preparing, everything included, it's like 3-4 hours per day. Okay, if I stop working out, then that's all of a sudden 3-4 hours per day extra that I have. Okay, what am I going to do with this time? Okay, I have to come up with a way to fill this. And the thing that I would like to fill this with is the road trip, the van life road trip, because that is the ultimate idea of freedom in my mind. And if I am not stuck to this commitment of the gym, I can really go anywhere, because now, you know, guys, literally, and I feel so ashamed to admit this, I feel afraid to talk about this, but I always picked destinations, locations where I was certain that there was a gym available. Okay, I never went to these distant towns somewhere in the middle of nowhere because I knew there was not going to be a gym there. Okay, that is the only reason why I never went there, because I was afraid that if I go there, I will not have a way to work out with weights, so I will not go there. Okay, that's also what's holding me back from doing a van life trip, because I know that at some point I might be somewhere where there is no gym available. So what am I gonna do? Feel anxious? I don't want that, so I don't do it. Okay, I'm so afraid to lose my gains, and the crazy thing is I don't even look that muscular, so I don't even have a lot of gains to lose. That's a crazy thing. So it's all in my mind, it's all in my head. Okay, so this is the intention that I want to set for this year, to not go to the gym for 6 months. And after that, if I decide I really think it's important for me to go to the gym, I can always go back to my routine. Okay, and if I do, I need to be very, very wary, very aware of not getting back into this compulsive routine. Now, what I want to do on this trip is learn bodyweight exercises, okay? Because I think there is a really beautiful aesthetic to calisthenics, you know, the rings, the handstands. It's kind of like gymnastics, and it looks very beautiful, and it's a way to still exercise, because exercise is not a bad thing in and of itself. It's compulsive over exercising that is, okay? I want to reach a point where I can move my body because it makes me feel good. not because I have to. All right. And at the Rainbow Gathering, I felt the start of that. Okay, I was practicing handstands because I enjoy it. It's fun to practice a handstand. It's not because I have to. And I could feel myself pushing me a little bit more than I should. Okay, but it was the first initiation in kind of feeling that moving my body is a fun thing to do, and I don't have to do it. Okay, I can rest, I can relax, I can talk to people, I can do all kinds of different things that don't involve exercise, because I made it an obligation for myself to exercise. It's not because I genuinely enjoy doing it, because so many times I had to drag myself to the gym. I didn't want to go. I was like, I don't want to go to the gym. I hate it. I was doing leg workouts, grueling leg workouts, like 60, 70 sets of leg presses, squats, lunges, like almost, I needed to puke almost because it was so heavy, and I was dreading going to the gym, but I pushed myself because otherwise I would feel anxious and worthless and terrible about myself because I didn't go. I would feel so guilty if I would skip a day at the gym, and that is compulsive, that is obsessive, that is not healthy behavior. So I want to set the intentions for myself this year that I relearn to cultivate a relationship with my body, exercise, and food that is based in self-love, that is based in a choice to exercise, a choice to eat a certain food, and not compulsively hanging on to a specific routine out of fear. I no longer want to commit to something out of fear. I want to be free, fully free, and decide to move my body because I enjoy it. Okay, so I've always wanted to learn proper calisthenics. I think the moves are amazing, and people who do calisthenics, they also look good. Okay, and I want to look good. It's not a bad thing to want to look good. I am vain like that. Okay, I want to look in the mirror and be like, damn bro, you look great. I want to be proud of the way I look, right? But I don't want this to be the sole freaking purpose of my life, you know? Making sure your body looks good, calorie counting, exercising, it's not the only thing that's important in life, guys. God damn it. And I lived my life like this is the most important thing for the past 14 years. This was the most important thing for me. Food, exercise, and looking a certain way, burning more calories than I was eating. And I didn't succeed because I was eating too much junk food to be able to do so. So I want to put a stop to this behavior. I want to talk about this. I feel very uncomfortable talking about this. It's scary to do so, but it's important. And I want to document this journey because I have been watching a few YouTubers now who talk about this openly, and it's really, really heartwarming to see their progress and to also learn that they are struggling with this. And it's good to document this because you can look back. You can look back and see that you made it. You made it. That's what I want to do. That's why I want to talk about this. Today I wanted to start talking about this because I want to look back and see that I made it, and other people can see it too, and I can give them hope. Okay? Hope that it is possible to quit an exercise addiction, because it's terrible, and it's kind of accepted in today's society because people say, oh, it's good to exercise and you need to exercise and all these health benefits, and that just further strengthens the rationalizations that we have to justify our exercise addiction. That's at least how it went for me. So I am just justifying my exercise addiction through all these, you know, positive benefits of moving your body, and it's dysfunctional, it's obsessive, and it's compulsive, and I want to put an end to this year. I'm going to make it my sole purpose to end this exercise addiction once and for all, and to come back to it with a voluntary intention that is based in self-love, self-care, and an intuitive knowing of what my body needs. Alright guys, so this was quite heavy for me to talk about. Not a lot of people know this about me also, I think, or perhaps they do, but they just never said anything about it. But I hope it's helpful for you guys, and I hope that me talking about this can help you opening up about this, or feel support. If you want to reach out, please do so. Let me know in the comments if you're struggling with this or not. I want to help. I want to finally overcome this obsessive compulsive relationship with food and exercise, and it's time. It's really time. I can feel it's time. So if you watched this video until this part, I want to thank you so much. It's been a really long video. I needed to get this off my chest, and I really appreciate you sharing your energy and your time with me, and I hope that I can be of service to you. I really do, and I want to document this journey, and I will, and I hope that you can learn something from this. Alright guys, so I want to really thank you for being here with me, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.